Right, well, first off, it's not a revolution, it's simply a simplification of the existing old-fashioned protest form, because many traditional forms ask for much more information than is really needed, which is confusing to the sailors and makes it difficult for them to complete the form in time for the protest hearings. So we have redesigned the form, asking for just the minimum information that they need and also laying it out in a way which enables them to see at what point they've given enough information at each stage of the process.
So when they want to come and protest, what is the correct way to do it, or what are the steps?
Well, firstly, obviously they collect the form from the jury desk. Secondly, the form is in 3 sections. So the first is section they must fill in before the protest time limit. But that is simply, section 1 here, is simply a brief description of the incident itself. For example, there was a port and starboard accident. That would be enough to make it a valid protest, provided that is handed in before the protest time limit. The second section of the form is additional information that must be supplied before the hearing, but is not essential within the protest time limit. So if they've completed section 1 and described the incident very briefly, they can then hand the form in and provide the second set of information between then and the start of the hearing. And the second set of information is simply the identification of the other board or boards that was involved, or if it's a request for redress against a committee or a race official, who that official was. For example, the race committee, the technical committee, the protest committee. So that's section 2, and provided that is done before the start of the hearing, then it will be valid. There is a final piece of information in that section which can be done as late as when the hearing has started, and that is to describe the time and place of the incident. So previously I said a port and starboard incident. You then have to say where that incident happened on the racecourse. So was it on the first leg, the second leg, etc., etc. Or if it's not on the water incident, where and when the cause of the protest actually took place. And finally, there's a third section, which is something that can be done during the hearing if necessary, but you must be able to identify how you as the protester informed the other board that they were being protested. So did you hail, or did you make some other means of identifying them and informing them? So that's all there is to it, really. It's much simpler than the old form, and hopefully it will enable people to be less stressed at the point of filling it in, and also hopefully it will mean that more protests will be valid because they're handed in properly on time.